Aloha everyone, my name is Ryan Tinloy. I am the Senior Career Advisor at Hawaii Pacific University's Career Development Center. I will have my colleague introduce himself as well.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us today. My name is Mike Van Laer. I am the Director of the Career Development Center. And Ryan and I will be sharing with you, mostly Ryan today. He'll be doing most of the chatting. I will monitor the chat box while Ryan is presenting. And so if you have questions as we go along, because we've got quite a few participants, I see us up at 25 now. So it might be best if you typed into the chat box any questions that you have as we go along, and we'll pause to answer those questions. And of course, we'll leave room at the end to answer any kind of final questions you all might have. But thanks again for joining us.
All right, thank you folks. So our topic for today is called Working on Campus. Now, this is going to be a very broad, holistic overview on working on campus, the types of opportunities, the processes, the steps that are necessary involved, as well as some frequently asked questions. Now, we know already it's not going to be very specific, so we're going to leave our contact email address in the chat box towards the end of the presentation. And if you have more specific questions, kind of unique to your situation, you can go ahead and send us that information. But again, this will be kind of more like a broader overview on working on campus, okay? So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and get started. So the basic question you want to ask yourself is, why do you want to work on campus? And the reasons are many. First thing I can think of is, hey, you need extra money. Working on campus does provide extra income. Hawaii, we're a very beautiful state, we're a very diverse state, but it can also be kind of costly. So getting some extra money, getting some extra income, that can also help as well. It's also close proximity to classes and school resources. We have a very spread out campus. We have the Waterfront Plaza. We have Aloha Tower Marketplace. We also have the Hawaii Aloha campus as well. Working on campus does provide a unique advantage of allowing you to work close to your classes and sometimes in between classes if you have that capability. It's also a great way to gain work experience. If you're kind of new to all of this is like your first time attending college and you don't have much to put on your resume, this is a great first job to put on your resume. You can gain really great quality work experience. Also, it gives you a sense of community. In Hawaii, we're all about the Aloha spirit. We're all about helping one another, and a sense of community is a part of that. And when you're working on campus, you're developing friendships with other students, you're getting to know your supervisors, you're getting to know the staff and faculty, and it's a great way to kind of build that sense of community. And to kind of round it out, it gives you a unique work-life balance. Most departments on campus, maybe with the exception of like the athletics department or the student life, most opportunities on campus do kind of work around that Monday through Friday, 8 to 5 kind of work hours. So you probably have your weekends off. You most likely have your evenings off unless there's some kind of special project going on. But it does give you that time to kind of balance out both your academic studies as well as your home life as well. So this is a great way to kind of balance things out. So again, some of these 5 reasons right here, these are great reasons why you'd want to work on campus. Now, there are 2 types of classifications of on-campus employment. Okay. Now, everybody may have a unique situation, but I'm going to discuss the 2 most common scenarios. So first, we have our federal work study jobs. So we like to call them FWS. This is part of your financial aid package, and it does allow eligible students to work while attending college full-time. A full-time schedule is considered 12 credits. And federal work study positions are open to domestic students only. Okay, federal work study jobs, I'm just going to kind of put that out there. They tend to be the most plentiful of opportunities on campus because federal work study is connected to your financial aid package. So the university likes to put out these opportunities. So you probably see a lot more federal work study opportunities available. But we also have some limited non-federal work study jobs, or we like to call them non-FWS. These aren't connected or impacted in any way to your financial aid. They're open to domestic students. both financial aid and non-financial aid recipients, as well as international students. So if we have any international students on this call, this is the type of positions that you would want to target, jobs that are classified as non-federal work study.
Hey, Ryan.
Yes.
If I'm a student and I'm getting financial aid, how do I find out? Who would I talk to know if I have eligibility to work under the FWS program?
I would recommend contacting the financial aid department. The financial aid department has all the type of information unique to your situation. So they'll give you like an exact number of how much money or funds that you qualify for financial aid, and they can give you the most up-to-date information on that.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Now, these are a unique set of positions called community service positions. In fact, Mike, since you kind of deal so frequently in these type of positions, do you want to kind of give a breakdown on the community service positions?
I do. I'd like to share information on this. So for students that are eligible to work through the Federal Work Study program, of course, Ryan mentioned there are on-campus jobs, but we have what are called partnerships within the community, and they're generally with nonprofit organizations, especially those organizations that provide tutoring and educational support to young children. And so there are organizations such as some of the elementary schools, Read to Me International, Special Olympics. We have an agreement with Hongwanji Mission School for after-school tutoring programs. And basically, the federal government is behind all of the support for federal work study opportunities, whether they're on campus or they're in community service positions. But the benefit for working in these community service positions is one that you get a chance to work in our local community, often supporting recipients of nonprofit organizations, and being able to be a contributor to these organizations and the efforts that they do to help our local community while also making money. One of the advantages of working in these positions is that you generally earn a decent amount of more money per hour in these roles. Sometimes there are some eligibility requirements to work in these roles, so you might have to have had a year of education in college before you can do it, but not all of them have those requirements. And there is a really enriching experience that is available for a lot of students, especially I would encourage those that are in programs like education majors, those that are math majors, those in English, literature, those kind of majors are very popular for a lot of these organizations who are looking for college students to help with the tutoring and educational needs of younger children in our community.
Great. So where do you start? Okay, so we've kind of talked about the different types of jobs, federal work study jobs. We have non-federal work study positions, and we talked about some of the community service positions, which is basically a subsection of federal work study positions. So you've kind of got that information. Where do you start? Okay, we have our own platform. Our own job and internship platform for all of our on-campus jobs. We also post general job opportunities as well as internships for the general student body, and it's called a Handshake. Handshake is a free service. It's a platform that we, the Career Development Center, oversee and manage, and it allows you to apply for the various types of opportunities available on campus. You can access Handshake via our website. So if anybody wanted to get started already, here is our link to our website. But again, we'll also leave our general inbox at the end of the session. And if you have any questions about Handshake or want to try to get started, you can go ahead. And again, Handshake is just our main portal. It allows you to upload your resume as well as your cover letter. So for any type of job on campus, you're going to require at least a resume. I do recommend a cover letter as well. So it does add a little extra depth and background to your resume, but you will need these documents in order to apply for any type of job on campus, whether it's a federal work study job, non-federal work study, or community service position. You're going to need these two documents, and Handshake is our job portal. Think of Handshake as like our own version of Indeed or LinkedIn, okay? This is just a little job tip that Mike and I were talking about the other day. So if you're working on campus or you're going to work on campus, now this may not happen all the time, but if you really want to try to leverage that position into your future career, try to search and apply for jobs that align with your major. So for example, if you're a business major, maybe you might want to work in the financial aid office or the business office where there's going to be some light accounting or financial work involved. If you're a marine science major, you might want to look at working at the College of Natural Sciences or the science labs where they do necropsies on different animals. Maybe you're like an international studies major. Check out the College of Liberal Arts or even the admissions office where you're dealing with international admissions and studies. If you're a communications major, integrated multimedia, we could use you in student life or alumni university relations, where they're publishing newsletters about different alumni in our community. So as a quick tip, if you have the potential, if it's available, if the situation is right and a job opportunity is aligned in that area, try to find a job that aligns with your major. There are some long-term advantages of leveraging that experience. I just included some frequently asked questions. And again, these are not comprehensive, and you're more than welcome to ask us any questions in the chat box. But are all campus-based jobs advertised on Handshake? Yes. All applicants seeking on-campus employment must apply via Handshake. Handshake is the only place you're gonna find federal work study, non-federal work study, community service-based positions. Am I required to interview? Yes. Hiring departments will require an interview prior to a hiring decision. That interview can come in many different forms. Considering the current situation that we're in right now, it could possibly be a Zoom, Skype, or even a phone interview. But do expect some type of interview. If I don't have federal work study, can I still work on campus? Yes. You can apply for positions that are non-federal work study, and those will also be posted on Handshake. How are schedules and pay determined? Well, usually the hiring departments and human resources will make those determinations for new hires. Your work schedule, you probably want to work that out with your hiring manager beforehand, but normally in most situations, they would probably want to request a copy of your course schedule for the fall so they can get a kind of an idea in terms of manpower needs. So if I'm unable to work on campus, what are my options? Well, opportunities exist off campus, and we promote these opportunities as needed. For example, if we come across any part-time opportunities in the community, whether it be working in retail or working as a barista, a law office, we will disseminate and email blast those out as well. So there may be some opportunities to work off campus, and as soon as we were made aware of it, we will let the student body know. Mike?
Yes, so I'm just about to answer a couple questions I'm seeing in the chat box, but let me just reference this before I answer those questions. So, one of the things that we're trying to do, because we've got an unusual environment here with the COVID-19 pandemic going on, and so we're trying to make sure that especially all of our new incoming students are really in tune with the opportunities that are available on campus. And so a couple of things that we're going to do to try to help you find some of these opportunities for working would be some virtual student recruitment hiring sessions. So there are certain offices, departments within the university that hire many, many, many student workers. Student life is one of those departments. Another one would be the library. We also have a lot of jobs that are available in athletics and also in our Center for Academic Success. And so what we are planning to do is host a number of these virtual student recruitment sessions where these departments that hire a lot of students will be presenting information about the jobs available in their respective organizations or departments and what are some of the benefits in working for them. And you will be hearing in the next probably week or two through some of the communication that's coming from our admissions and our summer guide program when these sessions will be held. We encourage you, if you're interested in working in any of these departments, to join in. Just as you joined in for this Zoom session, we'd encourage you to join in for some of those. If restrictions are lifted on some larger gatherings, we'll also hold a student worker job fair on August 19th. We do have it tentatively scheduled, and that would be where a lot more of our community resource partners, along with our various departments on campus, would be here for a student worker job fair. That's up in the air. We have to kind of play it by ear and see what the government restrictions are with large gatherings. But if we are permitted to do so, we'll move ahead with that. More news to come on that one. Thank you,
Okay.
Ryan. Ryan, can I
Okay.
take a break just to answer?
Sure. Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah, we got some questions.
Yeah. So, Alex, you asked about, are there any dive shops right around campus? I am not aware of any that are right near the campus. There are some certainly in Waikiki, which is about 2 miles away. I believe there is one in Kaka'ako, not far from here. So that's kind of near Waterfront Plaza. I believe it's on Queen Street. So there are a few. There are also some that are up on the North Shore, my neck of the woods where I live. But immediately within walking distance of the campus, I don't think there are any right that close. Leah, you asked, are those who are doing FWS given priority than those who are seeking extra money? No, it's not really a matter of priority. It's really a matter of eligibility. So if you receive financial aid, in all likelihood, you will be eligible to earn a certain amount of money through the Federal Work-Study Program, which again is done through these jobs that are on campus. Most students, I don't want to say this for everyone here on the call, but a lot of students seem to have an average amount of $1,500 that they're eligible to earn through a job through this work-study program. And that's per semester. So over the academic year, you could earn up to $3,000 working on campus or through one of our community partners in the FWS program. So it's really not a matter of priority as much as it is a matter of eligibility. And so if you were receiving financial aid, there's a great likelihood that you'll be eligible to also participate in the work-study program. Ari, I see majoring in, where we go? There it is. You're majoring in social work. What would be a good study job for me? I would encourage you to visit in the College of Health and Society. We have some program chairs that oversee social work. I know Jessica Garlock is one of the folks that works in that program, and she would, including the people within the College of Health and Society, could tell you how many job opportunities are available there. Also, look at some of the community partnerships that we mentioned. So programs like Special Olympics, it's not necessarily specifically tied to social work, but there are some social outreach programs that are done through some of the programs. I know the YMCA has recruited through the FWS program in the past. So there could be some opportunities in our community partnerships that could be good too. So now I need to go back up because I think
I can get that one. So Leilani, you asked about, are there any jobs or internships that are best for those going into the medical field? Well, let me just address the internship portion first. Normally, we don't recommend internships until maybe like at the earliest your sophomore year, but more like the junior year. And if you're going into something unique like medical school or health science, we normally you kind of request that you kind of discuss those intentions with your college, because the College of Health and Society, they may already have built-in hands-on experiential learning in those fields. So when you get to those, reach that level of like a sophomore, junior, you can have those conversations with them. However, in terms of like a campus-based job, maybe you might want to look at the College of Natural Computational Sciences. Maybe there's a job that you can work with the professor, maybe in some of the labs to see that might kind of align with that.
And I'll
yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
This one is from Jakarta. And what would be a good job for a student majoring in hospitality or service management? Great question. I would encourage you to look at jobs where there's a lot of engagement with the student and the public. So, there's positions like the mailroom. Well, quite honestly, students that work in the mailroom, you're not going to do a whole lot of engagement. You're going to be dropping mail off, picking mail up around campus. But if you wanted to work in, say, the admissions team and do tours for incoming or interested students, that'd be a great position for somebody in hospitality service management. We've also got a dining hall that our students eat in who are residents on campus. There are opportunities to work in the dining hall, so that would be good. You also asked about what are some of the athletic jobs on campus. I am not familiar specifically with some of those jobs. So again, I would encourage you when you get into Handshake to look at some of the specific ones. I don't know if you know any of those, Ryan, the specific jobs.
They may be more like front desk type positions. The closest I would say the connection between athletics and hospitality and tourism management is maybe like a concierge. So maybe some front desk management, maybe working with the staff on different travel arrangements, perhaps, if the athletic teams are going to be traveling, but there's probably some potential there. I believe we are working with the athletics department to do some type of virtual Zoom session down the line. Mike,
Yep.
are we going to have that? Yeah. So when you see athletics come out, they're going to be talking about some of their positions. Be on the lookout for that invitation. Okay. What would be a good job for someone majoring in TESOL? TESOL is a great liberal arts major. I can see TESOL fitting in with a lot of different departments. What about you, Mike? I can see them working in student life, admissions, probably even in tutoring as well would probably be like a really good fit.
Absolutely. Tutoring came up to mind for me. Now, normally for a TESOL major, if you were looking to get some experience, because a lot of the people that do come into our tutoring center, which is part of the Center for Academic Success, right next door to our office, a lot of times the students that go in there are sometimes our international students that may be having a bit of a challenge in some of the English classes. So this could be a great opportunity for you. However, generally the tutoring positions are ones that open up more for people that are in their sophomore, junior, and senior year. So you have to build up a good GPA to be able to participate as a tutor in our tutoring center.
However, you could probably check out different opportunities as well. So just kind of be flexible, Miranda. Katie, you asked, my federal work study aid amount is only a couple $100s. Does this mean I'll only work a few hours per semester, or will I work more hours for lower pay? Well, our pay is set, so they're not going to be paying you less than minimum wage. Some positions may pay higher, depending on the expertise. So correct me if I'm wrong, Mike, but if your aid is only a certain amount, you may just not get as many hours.
Yeah, that's correct. You just work as many. It's just at the point that you exhaust the amount. So let's say you're eligible to earn $500 over the semester. Well, what you'll do with the supervisor that hires you is work out a schedule where either you work just a couple hours each week so that you don't exhaust it through the semester, or you agree that, hey, I'm going to work 10 hours a week, but I probably won't be able to work past, say, October 15th. So there's various ways to do it, but once you've exhausted the amount that you're eligible for that semester, you're not able to continue working until the next semester. So that's similar for we mentioned the community's partner program that we have, which pays quite a bit more. A lot of those students, because they're still only eligible to earn about $1,500 a semester, they have to work less hours than the students that work on campus that are usually earning somewhere between $10 and $11 an hour.
Okay. Mike, I think you can probably take Alex's question.
Let's see, are there any airports nearby that take skydivers? Well, there is an airport that is still open on the North Shore where I live. And yes, that is out in Mokuleia. And so if you wanted to do, Alex, a quick search about skydiving Hawaii, you will find out that as you do an internet search for that, that there's an airport out in the North Shore, and there are skydiving operations, multiple ones out there. I've never done it, but I used to see quite a few of them and know a number of people who've done it. And so that could be something that might interest you. Beautiful part of the island out there, but they don't participate in our work study program, but great opportunity to kind of get some experience in that area if that interests you. Okay. Anyone else have questions? I hope we got them all answered for you.
I put up our information here, so if anyone needs to reach us, this is our phone number, as well as our general email address account. So if you have any questions, any specific questions regarding work study, working on campus, even working off campus, careers in general, please do not hesitate to email us or call us, and we will be glad to help you. Okay, I think that is it. Is there anything else that you'd like to add, Mike?
No, I think that is it. And thank you to all of you folks. You
Oh,
asked some
we got
great.
one more question. So Logan asked, can we work at an outside job after we get all the funds from the federal work study?
Absolutely, Logan.
Yeah.
That's certainly a personal decision for you. One of the things that maybe we haven't touched on in this entire presentation, but it's very important to communicate is, your first semester in college, there's going to be some challenges. Generally, the academic rigor is higher than it is in high school. There will be times where you'll find out through the semester that when it comes to midterms and finals and projects at the end of the semester, you get pretty darn busy. And one of the things that we encourage you to really pay attention to is that work-life balance that Ryan referenced earlier. And what I would add to that is work-life academic balance. Because what you don't want to do is make sure that you got a whole bunch of money in your pocket, but you end up with a bunch of D's and F's on your transcript. That's the worst thing that could happen to you, because it just really doesn't put you off to a good start in your academic career. So you have to find that balance for you. So if you have too many jobs and you've got too much on your plate academically, you start to get yourself stretched thin. Now, Ryan and I had a student worker with us in our department for a couple of years. She had 2 jobs and she did internships and she went to school full time. She learned how to do that with practice. I don't think she probably did that her very first semester here at HPU.
Yeah. She didn't do it into her junior, senior year. So yeah, that's why we always kind of emphasize, at least for your first year, actually, you'd want to try to find something on campus, because it just kind of works and flows better, right, Mike?
Yeah, it does. It does. It's a lot easier to, go out. A lot of times, if you wanted to work in the library, well, it's on the same floor as the College of Liberal Arts. So if you're a CLA major, you could finish a class and be at work in a matter of 30 seconds. Other jobs on campus are equally close sometimes. So it doesn't take so long to get to classes, and it's easier to balance that.
Yeah. But as Mike mentioned earlier, it really comes down to a personal decision. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Any other questions? Okay, it looks like those are all the questions that we have. Our email address is here, phone number. If anyone has any questions, you are more than welcome to contact us.
Thanks for joining us. See you in August.